to you. So Mygov platform is a pioneering government concept that seamlessly integrates citizens, state entities, uh, businesses into a unified e-services platform. This innovative system aims to provide a comprehensive array of cutting-edge digital services, fostering collaboration and efficiency. Through Mygov platform, citizens gain access to innovation provided by government agencies, enabling them to engage with services electronically, acquire e-documents, verify the accuracy of their information, and seamlessly manage the process of sharing their data with other institutions. This innovative system aims to provide a comprehensive array of cutting-edge digital services and fostering collaboration and efficiency. So I would like to introduce our first speaker today, Mr. Orhan Ismailov. He's the head of Strategic Partnership and International Cooperation Department at IDDA. Please give applause to him, and he will shortly introduce you about Mygov platform.
Thank you very much, Laha. Actually, today I will talk about not only Mygov, I will try to share our Azerbaijan digital government transformation conception. And Mygov is the one biggest part of this strategy. But firstly, we should fix our clicker. Can you change slide, please? Yes, this is our digital transformation concept. There is three main components. The first one is digital government, the second one is digital society, and the last one is digital businesses. We are understanding that there is a three main component, and that's why we try to establish our digital nation under these components. And there are some key enablers which can enable to the digital development. The first one is hard infrastructure. The second one is laws, regulations, and policies. And we are also trying to improve our AI, data, and cybersecurity strategy. And the last one is human capital. Human capital is so crucial for us because we understand that without proper human pool, we cannot enable our digital transformation strategy. That's why we are trying to improve digital awareness and digital literacy in our country. So there is a digital academy program and digital leadership program which we are trying to make our CDOs, our ambassadors in all government entities which we can speak the same language with them. And these are our some main strategic KPIs for the program 2024 and 2026. We are trying to create live events services. We are trying to digitalize all intergovernmental process, correspondence, and other things. And we are trying to establish open government. And our new strategy is after implementing of open data portal, we are our main aim is to shift our this strategy from open data portal to the open API. And these are our some strategic KPIs in the field of digital society and digital businesses. We have DigiMate program, which we are trying to help the SMEs to digitalization of the SMEs, and we have digital library, which we provide this type of SMEs with the digital tools. And now I will talk about our digital government products. The first one is Digital Bridge. Digital Bridge is the backbone of the digital government. You cannot imagine digital government without a digital bridge. This is our information national, our national information exchange system between the government entities. If you want to establish digital government, firstly you should create your bridge, information bridge system. Then you can establish your digital government on the top of this system. And as you know, we are the environmental friendly country. We hosted COP29 in our country this year, and that's why this type of services to help us to save trees and environment in this way. And these are main statistic about digital bridge system. There is more than 71 government agencies who integrated to our system, and from the beginning of the implementation of digital bridge till to this day, more than 1 billion transactions have been conducted through our system. And as I mentioned already, this system help us to save more than 10,000 trees annually. And there is a big botanical garden in our country, in our capital city, and we, as our calculation, through this system, we saved 2 times our botanical garden trees. And I will show a brief video about digital bridge, which make our vision more clear. Yes, there is no voice of the video, but there is subtitles. I think so you can catch it from subtitles. Yes, our next product is Mygov. Mygov is unified digital government portal, which to ensure a secure, transparent, and user-friendly digital connection between citizens and government and businesses. And in our country, there is more than 2,000 digital legal acts changed, and now in our country, the digital ID is officially accepted by all of government entities and businesses. It means that in our country, physical documents is equal to digital documents. If citizens can get any type of governmental and private services without their physical ID. This there is not only ID card, there is driver license, foreign passport, and another informations in the system. And we are providing this information system, this informations and citizen certificates through the Mygov portal. And we are trying to establish our digital public services on the basis of the live events, because we understand that at the previous time, all of not only in our country but all the digital government services created on the basis of the services. But we now understand that it's so easy for citizens to find this proper services which need them on the basis of live events, like for example birth, death, or marriage registration is already end-to-end digitalized in our country. And we are trying to create a proactive services. It means that, for example, when the citizens reach the pension age, there is no need to collect any documents or apply any government entities. Government proactively send just notification to the citizens that congratulations, you have reached your pension age and you can take your bank card, for example, from some bank. And this is the next video about Mygov. I hope the sound problem is fixed already. Let's check.
Towards a paperless, queue-free future
Yes.
with the Mygov platform, ensuring easy digital access for all citizens. What is Mygov? Mygov is a digital guide that consolidates necessary services and documents, bringing convenience to citizens' lives in one place. Mygov platform aims to be a lifelong companion for Azerbaijani citizens, offering assistance anytime, anywhere, and serving as their single point of contact with state bodies.
Okay. And our next product is digital login. This is the single sign-on system. Through this system, citizens can enter any integrated public and private digital portals, and it means that it helps us to avoid to use the several passwords and login information in the several portals. Only one registration need to enter all integrated governmental services. And these are the statistics about this product. And the next video is about digital login.
Systems. To use the service, registration is required. To register, simply use one of the 5 available registration methods. The SEMA digital signature is ready to assist you whenever you use any digital service. In fact, the registration process takes only a few seconds. Open the SEMA mobile application by selecting the appropriate method. Click the Scan button and log in by scanning the QR code. If you don't have the SEMA mobile application, download it by scanning the QR code below. Once you have reviewed the terms and conditions, please press the button Register. In the opened window, enter the serial number, PIN code of your ID card, and click Continue. Read the registration instructions. Allow the camera to proceed with the registration process. Position your face in the frame. Press the Start button and move your face closer to the screen. Follow the steps described in the instructions during the identification process. Create a new PIN after completing the face recognition process. Congratulations, the registration was successful. Hence, you can now easily access the portals, enjoying the convenience, and most of all, save your time. Digital login.
Yes, this is the SEMA. SEMA is a new generation of advanced digital signature of our country, and this is working on actually the face recognition technologies and AI based. And these are the main statistics about usage of this product. And the last one is digital document circulation subsystem. Through this subsystem, all our intergovernmental official correspondence fully digitalized, and there is no need to send any letters between governmental entities. And my last video is about this product. Yes, at the end, I would like to say that these are not only our digital governmental solutions. There is another solutions like e-social, e-court, e-procurement, education, healthcare, e-agro, e-police, e-ecology, and etc. And at the end of the day, due to our all this type of efforts, we have increased our places 9 times in the UN e-government development indexes. So thank you very much for your participating. Thank you very much for your attention. And now, Laha, stage is yours.
So thank you, Mr. Ismailov, for giving information about e-government in Azerbaijan. Now, Laman Akbari will continue the interesting session. He is the head of the marketing and PR department at IDDA. So welcome, Laman Khanım.
Now? Okay. Hi. Nice to meet you all. So we're gonna be talking about the communication strategy of the same products that Mr. Orhan has mentioned, and we're gonna go with the main product, Mygov, which we have represented and positioned as a product, ready product for our audience, and applied the 360 marketing communication strategy. So yeah, that's me. I'm the head of brand and marketing communications in our agency. So basically, we're working with all kind of the products, with B2B, G2B, and G2C, all kinds of products that were mentioned by Orhan. So we will briefly start with what's MyGov. I bet you guys already know from the presentation, but we will just go so that you could catch the whole concept in here. MyGov is a unified open government platform that, via digitalization, will simplify the life of our citizens, the citizens of Azerbaijan. Why there's a MyGov in there? Of course, like there can be a lot of reasons, but the main reasons that we have indicated for ourselves in order to build a nice communication strategy is, of course, to provide the product that will ease the life of our citizens in Azerbaijan, and also, as we're the government sector, we need to sustain and develop the relationship between our citizens and our government. And true to say, there are not a lot of products like ours, and the government was never, I would not say never, but seldomly connecting and representing the product straightforwardly to the citizens. So this is something new that we're bringing in Azerbaijan. So, were there any challenges? Of course. Of course, there is no country without the challenge, there is no product without the challenge, and same goes with MyGov. I have listed three of them, there are more of them, but the main ones that we have indicated for ourselves are strong presence of offline services. We're kind of conservative as a country, as a population. We pile up our documents. If you go to my grandmother's house, you will see the special place she collects her documents. If you go to any person over 50 years old, they will never accept the digitalized docs equal to the physical ones. So, offline service provider, which is working very fast and has eased the life of population 10 years ago, is there. And this is our main competitor and the main, let's say, government body that we're competing with. Also, mentality of population, as I mentioned about my grandmother and the general population that goes on in Azerbaijan, and integration of services and documentation in timely manner. So when we talk about MyGov, it's not just an app which you can open and have everything inside. It's an ongoing process. We bring one kind of documentation, then we bring the second kind of services, and it has to be communicated in the right target audience on the right channels. So, as I said, we had to create the anticipation. We didn't want to just say, hi, hello, this is my go, just download it. We wanted to make it interesting for our citizens, something exciting, something that they would wait for. And that's why we started with looking into the concept of the whole app, and what we came up with is that the MyGov is a point of connection. Okay, if we talk about the abstract of the whole app, a point where citizens means government, and the point where processes start and will eventually end. And this is something that only we will give on the market. The application where you will get in, start your process, and you will end your process without going anywhere physically, without spending your time on things that doesn't matter like traffic, and instead spend time with your family, spend time with your friends, and live just, let's say, developed happy life. And that's where we took it as the main point where the process start and where will end. And our creative idea was the starts here. It's still, I will explain what we mean by starts here. You may ask what starts here. MyGov starts here. So this is the point where life without queue starts, where birth registration starts, where comfort starts, where digital starts, and where the future of government services starts. Of course, in order to make the communication successful, and not only but generally, it's very important to have both of the functional and emotional benefits, and especially in our case. So when we talk about the simplification of life, we're talking about being free. When we translate it, that we will give to our citizens. When we talk about staying connected, we're talking about feeling connected. When we have a good user experience, we're saying that the citizen stays in control, the user stays in control of the app. Why it's important? Of course, we have researched, and we, of course, we're not the first country who is, and we never said we were the first country who is bringing up some product like this. So we researched and researched, and as it turned out, a lot of governments, they believe and they have adopted it, that the benefits, as I said, the functional benefit, they have to be translated into material and into emotions in order to make it successful. And it's very important to position government as a responsive, protective, and trustworthy. And that's exactly what we did. We are positioned as responsive, protective, trustworthy. We are not saying that this is the app for you. We're saying that this app makes you feel something. I will tell you more about this in the next slides. And what's really matters in here is that government, here, I, as a government, am by your side wherever you are, because I care. And this is the I care moment is something crucial. And if we will go to the mission statement, you can see that Mygov mission is to enhance the quality of life of citizen and reflect our commitment into caring for each and every citizen. That's what we wanted to portray as an agency. And if we will go in here, again, whatever starts in here, saving time, comfort, and this is something that the government actually has an umbrella. The care starts in here. The moment that the government cares about you starts with Mygov. So when we go back to the product, Mygov is not only about the digital documentation. It's not only about the starting and ending point. It's about the services it's bringing. So digital documentation, the ones that Orhan has mentioned before, digital ID, and there's a driving license. When we go to the live events, there are 3 live events that we have started communicating and we have right now, and we're having an upcoming plan for the next year for 3 more. I will talk about them in more detail. And digital services. There are lots of them, these digital services, and I will show you the examples of communication in here. So yeah, as I said, we went to the Mygov as a physical FMCG product. Okay, we decided to communicate it in 360 and show that the government can communicate not worse than the private sector. And that's why we have a TV copy. We're going to out of home. We have radio placement. We have BTL that is starting in the regions as well. We are massive in PR, both for our minister side and also from the influencing side in the e-news and on TV, and also social media, which is everyone knows is a powerful tool in any country right now. So I will show you also the piece of content because, of course, the digital literacy is mainly developed in the capital city and less developed in the rural, let's say, places. We are creating the how-to videos in order for them to understand how to use the service. Should I play it like this? Okay, I think you can hear it in Azerbaijani, but we have added the lines in here. I'm not going to show the full one.
Sənədlərinizi, məlumatlarınızı və məlumatlarınızın idarə olunmasını vahid bir yerdən, yenilənmiş Mygov portalından görəcək və müxtəlif xidmətlərdən rahatlıqla faydalanacaqsınız. Şəxsiyyət vəsiqəsi, sürücülük vəsiqəsi, ailə tərkibi və iş yeri kimi digər bir çox sənədləriniz artıq daim sizinlə. Bütün bunları eyni bir tətbiqdən idarə etmək üçün isə Mygov'u App Store və ya Google Play'dən yükləmək kifayətdir. Tətbiqi yüklədikdən sonra daxil ol düyməsinə klikləyin. Qeyd edək ki, tətbiqi istifadə etmək üçün digital login hesabınız olmalıdır. Əgər hesabınız yoxdursa, asanlıqla qeydiyyatdan keçin. Hesabınız varsa, digital login səhifəsində giriş üsullarından birini seçərək hesabınıza giriş edin. Daha sonra siz Mygov tətbiqinə yönləndiriləcəksiniz. Mygov tətbiqi üçün yeni PIN kod yaradın və təsdiqləyin. Faydalı qısa təlimatlarla tanış olaraq davam et düyməsinə klikləyin və hesabınız hazırdır. İndi rəqəmsal dövlət xidmətləri, sənədlər, məlumatlar və məlumatlarınızın idarə edilməsi sizin üçün də əlçatandır.
Siz de istifade edin ve rahatlıkla faydalanın. Mygov, rakamsal geleceği buradan başlıyor.
Can you hear me? Okay, good. So yeah, this is one of the examples of how-to videos that we're creating. This is the communication that we have created for ID. As Orhan Bey said, we have this kind of live events. One of them is the digital ID, that you don't need to have your ID on you. Now you can present your ID by QR code. And in order to make it more massive, we have been renting 32 out-of-home places in Baku and regions, digital screen scrollers, and we have recorded this, took this person as the main, let's say, character for our key visual, because he's someone part of our population. He looks like a typical Azerbaijani, in order to make it close communication to our target audience. When it comes to services, right? So we are also communicating the services. These are kind of the contents that we're showing where this person can use the digital ID and how they can use the digital ID. And I will show them simultaneously. I don't think you're gonna have the sound because I turned it off. So here, in this kind of content, we're showing that people can come to airline. They can come to the pickup drop shipping, they can come to the railway station and use the digital ID instead of the physical one. So there's no need to carry it around. Also, there are services that I mentioned before, so conviction certificate, notarial certificate, and everything that you can actually, communal services within our application that you can use without any physical presence at any other government body. So we're communicating them as well, and for each of them we have the separate content, as you can see, as a key visual, and also how-to videos, plus the PR coverage that I mentioned before. This is the kind of also how-tos that we basically do with my in-house team. These guys are working in marketing as well. So we're recording them, we're post-production them ourselves as well in order to create more simple content for our citizens. Yeah. Also, of course, as I said, it's very important to work with social media and influencers. Super important, because if we go to statistics, 86% of Azerbaijan population is watching TV. Okay, so even though the social media is here, 86% of people still watch TV. So that's why we are on TV. And the rest, more young generation, let's say, they're online. Okay, so people in my age, they don't have the TV, the national TV set in their homes. They use YouTube, they use Netflix, and that's it. So that's in order to tackle them as well, and tackle them within the social media, and of course through YouTube and etc. We have influencers. So we're using someone with a high, of course, high engagement rates, and they're doing this how-to, very regular and very simple how-to videos as well. Here I'm gonna have the TVC, okay, the main copy, but it's in Azerbaijan. It's not gonna be with sounds, I hope. It's in Azerbaijani and it's very long, so I'm gonna skip it. I will just try to show you the content that we have for our TV and the banners that we created. So during some series or during some shows on TV, we have bought the place as a banner in order to communicate Mygov. So this is how it goes. Here we're again communicating the notarial services, and we're having the call to action for people to download it. Same goes for the general educative digital ID communication. And here, the main idea of our TVC here, it's very emotional, right? So we're showing the use of our grandparents, how they used to have this documentation and piling them up, and now, and how many difficulties they were going through. For example, this guy is trying to buy a car and he cannot because he has his documentation left at home. And then we're like transferring and showing everyone that now you don't need to have it. You have Mygov, which is like simplifying your life. Mygov, always with you. Mygov is closer to the government. These are two live events that also are out. So one is to be a parent, which you get the certificate of your child, newborn child, through Mygov. You can give the name of your child, register, and get your physical then certificate at the point of physical office. And then also get married. In order to get married, now Azerbaijan population doesn't need to go anywhere. You write the code of your ID and the code of ID of the person you want to get married with, and they just get the notification that someone wants to marry you, and you simply accept it, and the whole process on the back is going, and then you have a physical wedding, you get your certificate, and everyone is happy. So this is like super cool thing for Azerbaijan, and super innovative thing that we have launched. And also, other than this kind of cool features and content, we also have educative content, right? As I said, digital literacy is not on the point as in Europe or maybe in some very developed countries. So this is part of our job as well in order to actually increase the digital literacy. And this kind of key visuals, and we have long captions to them, or long interviews that we're giving, like on social media, is about what's about the consent management. For example, Mygov is the first app in Azerbaijan that brings this feature to citizens. People can actually control what kind of data they're sharing with government bodies, with the banks. For example, I have a mortgage, right? I do. And bank asks for my permission once, and then they can use my data as much as they want. And for example, before Mygov, I didn't know about that. Now I can access it, and I can actually stop them using my data, and they will have to call me again and ask for it if they need it. So in order to deliver this message, because if you ask the general public, they would say, why do I need it? Okay, my data is government data, they can use it, you know. In order to increase the importance of this, in order to explain why it's important, we have this separate kind of informative educational content that we're sharing within the Mygov platform. Yeah, and in the end, this is just the numbers for last 25 days. I just wanted to show you how we're doing. It's not the final numbers and also not the final report, but as you can see, as I said, YouTube, OLVs, everything placed for young generation. This is digital marketing numbers. So we brought almost 45,000 downloads last month in 20-25 days, which is a super high number because we have compared this to the funnel of our competitors or other public sectors, and this is a very high number. And we have high amount of impressions, which are going for 70% of them are organic right now, which is a great number. And YouTube views, which is over the million. Same goes for meta ads, more than 8 million impressions, more than 30,000 clicks, and total views almost for 4 million. What we're trying to do in the next year and trying to actually update is our strategy within the YouTube, because there are a lot of shorts, a lot of TikTok stuff that we have not activated yet, and we believe that it will give us even more numbers that we're looking for and more exposure to the target audiences that we're working with. So that's the last slide of my presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I would be happy to answer any of your questions. Follow us, please follow us on Instagram. We're going as a Mygov. I can share the page if you're interested. And I hope you will enjoy the next speaker, and we're going to talk about AIM. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Naman Hanım. Now, Elvin Hacıyev, the head of the Azerbaijan Innovation Center, will talk about another part of the story. Welcome.
Thank you, Laha. The clicker, Laman. My slide, please. Yes. Hello, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Unfortunately, I don't have those fancy videos, but I will try to explain what our agency does in terms of the innovation. So from the name, you can understand it's Innovation and Digital Development Agency. my colleagues have been talking about what we do mostly in the digital part, which is basically building the products. And I would slightly touch on what we do for the innovation, and I will talk to you about the Azerbaijan Innovation Center that we have recently launched. So, studying the best practices around the world, among the countries, it comes clear that in order to have a sustainable, well-functioning innovative society, there are 5 main pillars that we have to foresee. And we identify them as following, which is the market access for the startups and the companies, having access to funding, access to infrastructure, access to talent and culture. And I would go a little bit in the details with each of these pillars and explain what we do for each of these pillars as the agency. So obviously, when you want to have that ecosystem functioning, you have to have some sort of access to the market for the startups, for the investors, for the foreign companies, IT companies to work with. Um, for that to happen, like we have to create the ecosystem to emerge. And in order to do so, we work with lots of universities within the country, third-party vendors. And we do lots of programs throughout, not only in Baku, or the capital city, throughout other cities of the country. So for the last 2 years, out of these programs, we managed to get more than 600 unique ideas, out of which we achieved to get to 165 MVPs, which is the minimum viable products for the startups. And out of that, obviously, we go to the incubation and the acceleration programs for these MVPs to grow further. And once that happens, we kind of trying to have the match with them to our investors and the venture funds to get them to the next steps. Parallel to that, we take our startups. It's not just about in the country, and we go to international events. So last 2 years, we have taken probably 18, close to 20 events globally, whether it's the Middle East, MENA region, Europe, Asia, and we sponsor these events, and we take our startups and our IT companies, and we take them to international global markets so they can build the communications, collaborations, and networking in order to grow their businesses. Access to funding. So when it comes to funding of the startups and ecosystem, it's a bit closed box for Azerbaijani society because, being part of the Soviet Union for 70 years and now trying to open up modernize the economy and the system, and it's not that very easy task. So the government took the first steps to initiate the venture funds establishment in Azerbaijan. The very first fund that with our support and help is established is the Caucasus Ventures, and there is another private company that established the Sabah Fund, and recently we seen the emergement of the InMerge Fund established, which is currently around 35 million USD under the management. The number is not that big yet, but the ecosystem is relatively new, so we understand that in the coming years it's going to grow to probably more than 50 millions, and once we have a few more success stories coming up, it will eventually grow further. So we help and invest our startups through these venture funds, not directly. Access to talent. Obviously, once you have the market access and you have the investment and the money in place, you need to have the people who will work in these companies and the startups. And the education part, as my colleagues also mentioned, we take it very serious as an agency, as a ministry. So far, we have managed to provide scholarships to more than 9,000 students in the last 2 years. And we are trying to create this pool of talents that can be accessible to foreign companies when they come to Azerbaijan to open their subsidiaries or recruit or use this pool as the outsource for their projects. Also, we have created the Azerbaijan Cybersecurity School, which is graduating, and the graduates start to work in the government entities and organizations that are foresee the cybersecurity issues or the processes in the country. And we also support several schools, which is like Holberton Schools, an international franchise, peer-to-peer coding school that has probably 2 cohorts throughout the year and gives graduates to the ecosystem. Culture. Culture is a big issue, I would say, for us, because as I mentioned, as a former Soviet Union country, when you talk about startup innovation, it's a very close phenomenon for our people. Still, a significant number of our community and the society, um, I don't want to say don't get it, but probably doesn't have the necessary tools and understanding of what it should be. So, as an agency, we try to change this culture. Resources that we have, we make lots of events. We make the community events, networking events, and recently, last week, we actually had the second IDA Awards, which we select like the main ecosystem players and startups, and we during the for the 11 nomination, and we do this event. So we kind of like mini Oscar events for our innovation ecosystem, which stimulate the companies and the individuals to take part here. Lots of meetups, and we do international PR as well to change that culture. Last pillar is obviously access to the infrastructure. So when you have the market in the place, moving, and then you have the talent pool, and then you have to provide the necessary for them to grow. This is where I particularly participate mostly, and so our ministry does kind of a broader scale of infrastructure support, which is the access to the fixed line of networks, building the data centers, and all these global scale projects. But as an agency, we do mostly on the physical space for our startups to come and operate. So this is where I'm shifting to the project that I mentioned, which is the Azerbaijan Innovation Center. We call it Azerbaijan Innovation Merkezi. Merkez stands for the center, but we decided to keep it as AIM because it serves for our purpose and it describes what we want to get achieved easily. So this is the building that we have opened very recently. Actually, our first opening was on the 2nd of October. So what we try to achieve here is basically, it's going to be a network of physical spaces, but we don't want to limit it just with the physical space, right? So yes, we are going to have the co-working office spaces, meeting rooms, and several resources that are required for the startups and the companies and the mentors to come sit and work together, which you can see from the photos. It's the first space that we opened in Baku very recently, and we are planning to open the second store, I mean, not store, the branch next week. And for the next year, we are planning to do 3 more locations throughout the country. And it's not just like innovation centers. We are also supporting to build R&D labs and centers in one of the universities this year. Already started doing that, and the next year we are sponsoring to financing to build R&D center within the universities. So it's going to be branded as like powered by AIM, and it's not just like innovation centers. It's going to be different formats as well. So what we do here, it's not obviously, as we say, just our goal is not to send the tables or the desk or the meeting rooms to our residents, right? We want to make it to become as the new epicenter of the ecosystem. And we have been open for than 2 months, and we already have probably more than 35 events took place in our centers, and we do the meetups, the workshops, the trainings, we have the conferences, and during COP29 we had 2 big events took place in our centers where innovators, business people come together, they discuss, they do networking, and they do celebrations for the graduations. This is the photo from the Halberton School cohort, the graduation. It's becoming a vibrant place, and which makes us very happy. You know, the collaboration and networking is very important for the ecosystem growth. And lastly, other than providing the physical space and doing all these events, we also planning to build several products within AIM. One of the main tools that we have is the IT Park residency startups and companies. So mostly in the IT parks, you have to be physically present there. But in our case, we have the mandate to give virtual residency to our residents. So you may have your own office in different part of the country, but you can still apply for the residency, and you will still get the tax benefits, the social taxes, the property taxes, the personal income tax. You get tax deduction on your dividends that you make. So all this benefits that you may get on the physical technoparks or IT parks, some countries call, you can get virtually as well. We do soft landing programs, dedicated team working on this. This is relatively new, by the way. We recently started doing that, and soft landing is going to work for the foreign companies who want to come to Azerbaijan and get into the market. And when you come to Azerbaijan, it's not just us per se, but you can work with the region as well, which is South Caucasus, and you can have the access to the Central Asian through our connections and the government bodies. Business support. We will provide technical or mentorship or any kind of business support that our newly established businesses or startups that will require along the road. And we are also creating these excellence centers in different verticals. So we are closely working with different industries in the country, which is whether it's the financial sector, whether it's the defense sector, and our goal is to kind of stimulate and grow the ecosystem around the specific verticals that are growing organically and are ready to support us along the road. Obviously, we have the future plans. I'm not going to go into details in each of them, but as a country, as an organization, as a state organization, we want to stimulate this growth. So 3 years, IDA has been supporting. We play as a state agency as an ecosystem enabler, right? So we try to help the ecosystem so that it grows. But we've seen that it's not enough. The ecosystem is very young, very immature. So we felt the necessity to step in and create another brand that will work with the ecosystem players hand to hand to help the growth of whether it's the startups, whether it's the IT companies, whether you put the country on the map in the regional progress, etc. So in the next 2 years, probably we want to become stronger within the country, open our spaces, and then grow regionally and internationally. I put my contacts in case you want to take the yes, please. In case you have any questions, you can. This is my WhatsApp, Telegram number as well, and my email. Please feel free to contact me. I'll be more than happy to assist you guys. And thank you for your attention and bearing with us.